Hello, hello, and welcome back for more boneheaded blunders and brain-dead bloopers as I stumble back into the blackened byways beneath Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And no, I'm not about to cue the AC/DC soundtrack music. Just because I said back in black doesn't mean Tony Stark is about to show up and introduce us all to the Jericho missile, even though that is the way Dad did it, and yeah, America too. But would Dad in America have been stupid enough to blindly wander into something called the Darkest Dungeon without so much as a single torch? Hell no they wouldn't, because America and Dad are not imbeciles. Perfidious Pete, though? Oh, I've got your imbecile right here. I'll double down on a stupid like Kevin James will double down on a fat joke for 90 minutes straight in Paul Blart 2. And yes, when I double down on the stupid, it usually has similarly disastrous effects, just like Paul Blart 2. But, last episode, that was the one, man. That was the 1 in 100 shot where doubling down on a stupid actually paid off a little. Just like that time, you spent your entire paycheck on lottery tickets and walked out of the gas station with a $10,000 scratch-off winner. Instead of the other 9,999 times you walked out of the gas station and went straight back to the dumpster to try and sell a couple, hand jobs so you could afford to eat for the next 2 weeks until you got paid again. Yeah, but this was the winning one, not the hand job one. And I felt, not great about it because we did take a lot of stress in wandering around in the dark. But honestly, I kind of blame Amy Oblonsky for that stress as much as I blame my own idiocy in wandering around without a torch. The Abomination has a very decided proclivity to pile stress on some of his other team members, a mechanic which I gotta say I'm not hugely a fan of. So, I don't know, we'll continue experimenting with the Abomination. All things considered, I kind of feel like he did okay. Not great, but okay. I also don't want him on the team anymore, so why don't you just go ahead and step aside there. We're gonna look for maybe something a little more doable this week. We're gonna grab old Superman here. I think we're gonna have the somewhat sort of, I don't want to say prejudiced, but yeah, she's a little prejudiced Diana Prince in there. She refused to go on a mission with Amy Oblonsky. I mean, for a woman who teams up with Superman, it seems like, joining forces with the Abomination shouldn't be below her, but she definitely was. Kill the wizened hag, huh? I would prefer to wait a bit on the whole wizened hag thing, mostly for some weapon and armor upgrades. After a little weapon and armor action, I think we probably reasonable chance at taking down the hag, but we're going to hold off on that for now. I really want to go to the Cove, complete 100% of room battles, and Eldritch Slayer's Ring, which is not terrible. We don't really need crests so much, but I think we're in a situation where we've gotten enough deeds on our last missions that we can probably afford to forego some deeds for now. So what else can we fill this team out with? It's pretty much going to be Captain America and the Taskmaster then, because they're the only game in town. So let's take our first trip down into the Cove then with good old Steve Rogers and Bucky, as well as the jobber villain Taskmaster, who's ready to get his ass kicked by pretty much anybody with a foot. Let's hope he avoids the ass kicking of, sort of his common to him in this particular case. I mean, maybe just once Taskmaster could come out on top. Do you think, Taskmaster? Maybe just once? Just once? It could be a lot like you and victory instead of about you and a savage ass beating. Probably not. I've never been to the Cove before. I have no idea what we're looking at here. I'm really looking forward to it. Thralls will explode if left for too long. Okay, well, that's an important safety tip. Thanks, Egon. I'll also make sure not to cross the streams. And when you tell me not to think about anything at all, I'll make sure not to think about a 50-foot-high marshmallow man. Because, Ghostbusters references are all the rage these days. That movie's only, 25 years old, roughly? Alright, good dungeon layout in that it's mostly a straight line, so no backtracking. I'm excited about that. I like the backgrounds. It looks very much like, sort of an underground grotto. It's got a enchantment under the sea dance kind of vibe here. I'm getting a very Marty McFly's mom and dad fall in love kind of vibe.
Curious is the trap maker's art.
Yeah, it's curious that we got 12 stress. What?
His own eyes.
What kind of trap is this? It gives us a huge debuff. For 12 rounds? That's a fucking eternity. Alright, that trap is god-awful. That's a new mechanic. Traps did not used to also... I mean, if they did damage or something, they didn't also used to give you a debuff, but that penalty is sort of crippling. Well, we did get the surprise off, which is nice. That guy has huge protection. So, a pelagic guardian. Huge protection. Very resistant to bleeds. Kind of vulnerable to blight. Cultist brawlers are nothing new. And a pelagic grouper. Does that mean he, like, follows bands around? Does this guy, like, follow the dead? Or does it mean that he's more like your classic for the fish grouper and that he would taste delicious between 2 slices of lightly toasted white bread? I'm gonna hope it's the latter, but guess that it's the former. We should probably try and kill this guy first. Let's, one of these has a heal on it, does it not? Yeah, judgment. Let's go for the judgment here. Okay, so the grouper is dodging. That's not good for us. Let's try a little Hound's Harry because it hits everybody, and starting things off with a bleed is fantastically useful, especially when it hits every single member of the party. Bleeding this guy is also going to be relatively important because of his high protection stat. I think we just try and pile on enough damage to straight up get the kill on the cultist brawler. Nobody's going to be swinging this turn, so let's go for the bolster and see if we can't get our speed up enough that we can maybe beat some of these cats on a speed roll and out. Well, that's not going to happen. Alright, so the Taskmaster already getting stressed because Nick Fury's threatening to kick him off the helicarrier again. And these guys are going to be exclusively targeting him. Yeah, we bolstered and every single one of them still beat us on a fucking speed roll. Alright, so we got Spearfished, Octocestus. Interesting. Is that like a squid? Is it supposed to be like an 8-armed critter? Is that what that is? We're gonna go for the Hound's Harry again, see if we can't just keep piling on the bleeds. How did this guy get to go again? Does he get 2 actions? No, because he would have double pips if he got 2 actions. Did we get skipped? What the hell happened here? It's like our whole team missed a turn. Alright, well, we're gonna go for the AoE heal. Good output there from Wonder Woman. I mean, her sort of fucking prejudices aside, she's still a remarkably powerful woman. Cultist Brawler. Alright, we're getting rent for the old gods. Somebody finally missed Anthony Masters, which is surprising considering the fact that he has a huge dodge penalty at the moment. We're gonna go for the Zealous Accusation. Should kill that guy and give us a little extra overflow damage on this Pelagic Guardian as well. And I think now's the time we gotta start throwing the retributions about. If everybody's gonna be swinging at our man-at-arms anyway, we may as well encourage them to do it and get a little payback for having them do it. Barnacle Barrier. So that guy guarded him. Interesting. Not what I was expecting, but not really that big of a deal. I say we stick with the Hound's Harry. This is paying dividends for us here. More bleeding. How long does that last? 3 rounds. That attack is actually... The more I use it, the more convinced I become it's actually sort of shitty. Oh, that sucks. Alright, so Superman has retreated to the byways and highways of the far back of the group. That should be a dead cultist, however. Do we want to go for a bigger heal? I think we kind of need to. Wonder Woman is wondrously beaten up. She's got a wondrously black eye. You're just going to move back to the front. Oh, great. We can only go forward 1. Fantastic. And that's okay. We'll probably get punched backwards here with Octocestus. Did Octocestus give birth to 8 Cestuses? Is that how he got the name Octocestus? Like the Octomom? Wait, that guy is guarding this guy? Okay, so he's guarding that guy. I had that backwards. Yeah, okay. So this guy's real irritating. Did get the bleed kill, which is nice. 1 bleed on whatever spear fisherman back here is. This guy doesn't seem to do a lot of damage or really anything at all. He's just sort of standing back there poking us with a spear. The Taskmaster... I mean, Taskmaster has clearly caught on to his shit. He's not taking any more crap from that guy. Now when he comes in, tries to throw some shit to Taskmaster's way, Taskmaster's like, nope, seen that bit before. My muscle mimic moves allow me to beat the shit out of you. 2 deeds, 300 gold. Heirloom chest, which we will unlock. Hidden compartment. This is going to get us more deeds. Fantastic. All right. The lack of deeds was the only reason we even considered maybe not coming to the cove, but turns out we may be okay. A little more stress than I'd like. What's our goal here? Complete 100% of rune battles. Well, there's going to be 1 here for sure. Who wants to look in the box? Superman? I say you, because no matter what's in there, it can't possibly harm you. 4 crests. Better than a kick in the dick. Although a kick in the dick arguably really doesn't mean much to Superman, because he's fucking Superman, and his dick is as invulnerable as the rest of him. burn a couple torches. We found another trap. Delightful. That one did nothing, apparently, because fucking Superman be Superman in it, yo. He refuses to be injured. It's one of the powers of Superman. Alright, so Thrall. We should kill that because they explode. I mean, the tooltip warned us. What is this? A sea maggot. 5 health. Another pelagic grouper. Again, gonna taste delightful between 2 slices of lightly toasted white bread. And a pelagic shaman. Alright. So none of this looks particularly good. I say we just concentrate on the drowned thrall. We do have the surprise round here. Let's see if we can get a kill. Maybe. Before the enemy team gets to go. Let's just try and whittle him down by 1. This guy has very little health. We can probably get to double. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. 2 damage on the snail, too, because, I mean, I guess that's useful. I'll whack a snail with a mace. He carries his house on his back, and he managed to use it to take shelter there. Did not work out so well for us. Call of the Deep. What did that do? Bonus. Okay. Well, that snail is now surprisingly dangerous. He's gonna squirt some goo at Wonder Woman. Not the first fella to squirt a little goo at Wonder Woman, let me tell you that much for sure. Oh, this guy's real irritating dickbag. Alright, you gotta die, Mr. Shaman. We will not abide your bullshit anymore. Gonna be buffing and healing? No, 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 no. None of that shit. No buffs, no heals. Get that shit right the fuck out of here. Buffing and healing, that's our job, Mr. Shaman. Our job? That's, can't have you fucking horning into my racket. So what does this guy got? Bonus damage. He still only has 5 health. Can we just kill him? Yeah, well, there we go. Superman will just straight up squash him like a slug, because, I mean, he kind of is a slug. Snails. He's got a shell, so I guess he's not technically a slug. There are definitely slug-like bits of him, though. It's probably discourteous to call him a slug. Let's go for the stress heal here. We're going to cry a little havoc. Brilliant. We got 3 out of that. That's perfect. On the plus side, our enemy did dodge, so we can watch Clark Kent bifurcate him with his sword. Man, you know, Superman is a douchebag and a thieving prick, but you gotta give him credit. The man brings the paint. Soups brings the paint. This is a clamshell. We should totally look in here. A giant oyster. What would we possibly want? Let's try putting a torch in it. Nope, didn't do shit. Let's just open it. Okay, well that's bad. We're bleeding slightly. That's a fairly hefty bleed. I think we'll use our bandage. So I don't know the interactables here in the cove because, as I said, never really been to the cove before. We did complete our mission, but I wouldn't mind scouting around a little bit more. One, just if nothing else, just for sort of the experience, get a better feel for what the cove is all about. I gotta say, so far, I'm not a huge fan because it seems way harder than some of the other dungeons. The enemies in the cove seem vastly more advanced until we run into this squad of brigands that we've fought literally dozens of times. Alright, so these guys aren't anything special. Let's go for the old Hound's Harry here. That attack, it seems like it does okay damage, but only in aggregate. Like, its aggregate damage is alright, because it does a little bit of damage on hit, like a couple points, and then it gets the bleed as well. So its aggregate damage is acceptable, but if you're hitting, like, maybe not so many targets, seems like it might be kind of shitty, actually. Like, in the long run, that might be kind of a shitty attack. We're gonna have Taskmaster go for the riposte here. Little slice and dice coming our way. We will get a hit back on that, even though we took a lot of damage. Clark Kent's gonna go for the Jacques. Hey, just because he's Superman doesn't mean he can speak French. Superman knows French. There's a little back whack from the Taskmaster. He's seen your blanket fire now. That move will never surprise him again. It's gonna be all about him poking you right back every time you try it. We gotta try and undo some of this damage we're taking. Little AoE damage. I think we stick with the Hound's Rush. So we got 3 damage out of that from a straight attack, and I think it bled all of them. The bleed from Hound's Harry is real unimpressive, though. Let's go ahead and go for the riposte again, because we can get a kill with that. Pound you into a bucket of slop. Slice and dice? Nope, he's trying to shank Superman. Better have a kryptonite shank, son. Oh, not kryptonite? Well, then, I guess you've found out what happens when you fuck with Superman, then. That guy will bleed to death, but we're gonna eat another blanket fire before it... Nope, never mind. I mean, we did eat another blanket fire before it happened. Holy crap, that fight was well worth it. Picked up 1,000 gold, 1,250 gold, and a bullseye bandana, which we can equip for our arbalest, which is pretty good. Especially considering our arbalest has been recently infected with rabies, and that's going to almost entirely offset the penalty. So she'll have plus 15% damage. She will still have that dodge penalty running around, but with the accuracy back, the extra dodge, or she'll get extra damage for -4 dodge, that seems like a reasonable trade. Clark, why don't you check out the crate? Of course it's empty because you're you. Probably would have just stolen whatever was in it anyway, so no real drawback. Couple more curios we can check out. Backpacks, which Clark is... I shouldn't have said anything about theft. And of course he robs the one that has loot in it. Yeah, go ahead and keep the shovel, Clark. Because that's what you need. You, as Superman, really could use a spare fucking shovel. It's not like you can't dig with your bare hands and your superhuman strength, or, you know, just use your laser vision to dig as big of a fucking hole as you want. No, Clark. You go ahead and hang on to that shovel. Dick. Let's have Wonder Woman open his barnacle-crusted chest. She got a nasty gash. Giving Wonder Woman a nasty gash, that's, I don't know, man. That's bordering sexism there, Darkest Dungeon. I don't think you should really be calling Wonder Woman a nasty gash. That's, it's questionable ethics there, Darkest Dungeon. Alright, so this shaman gotta die. We have learned one very valuable lesson thus far in the Cove. When you see a pelagic shaman, you fucking kill him. And you know what? We're gonna eat a dog treat here. Let's take the buff. Give me the dog treat. There we go. Yeah, Johnny Shaman's real fucked up already. Ouch! 12 damage for Taskmaster. That's a pretty hefty hit there. And, well, we dealt 12 right back. Man, say what you want about Clark Kent. The man, he knows how to kill. If only he had done the same to General Zod before he leveled most of Metropolis, I think people would have been less upset about the way Man of Steel panned out. That shaman's gonna bleed to death. Fuck you. Here comes the Seaward Slash. Slashing Superman's never gonna pay off for you. You really should pay more attention to the movies. Then again, you are some kind of bizarre subterranean fish man, so maybe you... Holy shit, 17 damage critical, and we're on death's door. Yeah, well, no, this is not our first trip to death's door, even though technically this is our first trip to death's door. The dodge is most unfortunate. Does this heal one? It does not. Alright, we'll kill that guy. We're not bleeding or anything, are we? We are not. So what does death's door do? Oh, those are permanent now.
And driven into the mud.
Okay, that really sucks. So, -2 accuracy, -5% damage, -1 speed, plus 10% stress damage. So this is new. We now get a debuff for having been put on death's door. That licks is the word I'm looking for. That really sort of licks. It licks a lot of not necessarily things you might want it to lick. Like, you know, dongs, or, I don't know, like barnacle-crusted rocks. We are in the grotto. It sucks, is what I'm saying. Like big, fat, big, thick, veiny dicks. That's what it sucks. It's awful. We can't carry anything else because we have too much gold. So if we use a medicinal herb, eliminate hero combat debuffs. Can we use that to eliminate? No. I was going to say, can we use that to eliminate this particular debuff? The answer is no. What are these? Arbalest only. Alright, well that sucks. I was hoping we might, we could always feed the dog a treat, right? Nope, well let's just throw it on the ground then. I'd rather have 50 gold than a dog treat. Not necessarily me, Perfidious Pete. I mean, I was expecting the hunger, which is fine. I'd eat a dog treat. I mean, I've eaten worse things. What, a little milk bone, whatnot now and then? I mean, they're really good for your teeth. You chowing down on a milk bone, they clean your teeth. They're also, I mean, while they're deliciousness, they also clean your teeth. Let's go check out this first curio, see what it is. It's another barnacle-encrusted chest. Who has no stress? Wonder Woman, you have no stress. Why don't you open the barnacle-crusted chest? Man, Darkest Dungeon is all over Wonder Woman about her nasty gash. That's not really that cool. Oh, every hero, what's your chance to debuff here? 60%. 90%. Well, you're real good at it. All right, well, let's have you do this then. All right, so Captain America, in addition to being, you know, the hero of the Americas, is also expert trap dissolutionist. Diana picking up 25 gold, probably as compensation in the lawsuit she won for having been accused of having a nasty gash. And that's it. We have explored the full dungeon, so let's bail out of here. All things considered, that went pretty well, except for everybody but the Taskmaster, who got the holy living fuck kicked out of him. This, however, is not exactly undiscovered territory for the Taskmaster when it comes to getting the holy living fuck kicked out of him. The guy has experience. He's used to it. He knows how that shit rolls, because it happens to him a lot. Pretty good haul, 8 grand, some pretty respectable heirlooms. Let's see how we did in the post-quest department here. Anthony Masters, alright, so the Taskmaster is a Weald tactician, despite having never been into the Weald, I think. Steve Rogers hates all mankind, I guess because they fucked with Bucky and now he just wants no part of his fellow humans. That totally seems perfectly appropriate for Captain fucking America. And Diana Prince hates the unholy, which does seem appropriate because, I mean, shit, she hates abominations and pretty much everyone else. She's kind of a racist bitch. I'm sorry, Wonder Woman, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade. So Catherine Bishop recovered 45 stress from a night on the town. Praying for poison ivy was only moderately effective, getting rid of 55 stress. Bruce Wayne finally got his bat cure to get rid of his lockjaw, and Mercedes Knight got that torn rotator cuff all patched up, so her bionic arm is fully reattached and ready to get back to dealing damage. Wonder Woman still needs some experience, so we wouldn't mind taking Wonder Woman out again on our next mission. She won't go with the Abomination, though, so we're going to need to see what else is on available. Maybe we can backfill in. Here we go. We definitely need a Jester. So let's go ahead. Yeah, come on. No, I want you on my roster. We can get in there. And I think we'll take a Grave Robber as well. Do I want another Man-at-Arms or another Crusader? The answer to that question is a definitive no. What quirks do these guys have? Scattering. That's... You know what? For a Jester, probably not a deal breaker. Hard Noggin is, I don't know, it's a thing. And let's see what our Gravedigger has. Egomania, which is fine. Last Gasp and Tough are both quite good. Yeah, alright, I'm looking forward to that. Who will these 2 wondrous new additions to the team turn into? Only one way to find out, and that's to tune in next episode, because this one is over. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more of Wonder Woman's nasty gash, you might consider subscribing as well, because we post new episodes of Darkest Dungeon every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.